Bias Plus Reports, NFL Week 6, 2023, 2024. Look what we got, Benny.
Hey, what's up with the leather helmet thing? Wow. Leather helmets. Ain't this something?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're getting to that point in football, man. It's getting down to the real thing now. All that playing around, we got to get used to each other. We get to play with each other during the preseason. That's in the wind. It's week 6, baby. It's week 6. Almost a third of the season is done. And man, when you only got 2/3 left, you look up and say, that is a chunk that's missing there. No doubt about
Yeah,
it.
you're right. You're right. I hear a lot of people. I've said it myself. It's still early, but guess what? You're right. It's a third of the way through, and teams that have dug themselves a hole are going to find it very difficult to get out of that hole if they want to think that they have an opportunity to possibly get a wild card and get into the playoffs. It's going to be extremely difficult to dig your way out of a 1-win, 2-win hole at this point. But, got to wait and see how things pan out.
Ben,
So here we are, week 6.
I just have a thought, though. You just gave me
What's that?
Because this week we have buys, right? Last week we had a buy. Was that the first week of buys last week?
Yes, it was.
Okay. So once the buy season starts, I think we can officially say it's no longer early in the season.
Okay, you could look at it that way.
We use the buy weekend to you know what I'm saying? So
Well, we kind of already said last week that the second preseason was over.
yeah, no doubt about it.
So those two things are kind of matching up at this point.
They are. They are. They are. So Broncos at Chiefs, Benny. We just looked at the two. However, the Bias Plus score is 22.4, favors the Chiefs. And again, this is your net points differential for the two teams with a little bit of the turnover differential built into that. So we know net point wise, the Chiefs, they're not killers, but they're well ahead of where the Broncos were.
Right. Well, sir, the Broncos are going to have to go to Kansas City, so that's going to be a tall task for them, especially after last weekend. Russell Wilson tossed a short touchdown pass to rookie running back Jaleel McLaughlin, who, if you play fantasy, you can probably pick him up, but I'm sure he went off the waiver wire pretty hot today. This is a young kid, undrafted free agent, looks really good, great running back, great speed, real shifty. With Javonte Williams being hurt, this is a guy you might want to pick up in fantasy. However, Russell Wilson threw a touchdown pass to him. Russell Wilson also led the Broncos on 2 more drives that ended in Will Lutz field goals in the first half of the game. And then they didn't score again until a little more than 4 minutes left in the game to get the Broncos within 3 points. A Patrick Surtain interception gave them one last chance to drive for a tie or possibly to win the game. But that drive ended when Russell Wilson was sacked. He then fumbled, and the fumble got scooped up and returned for a touchdown by the Jets. Down goes Frazier.
He scooped that thing up nice too, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He did a great job.
He scooped that thing up like, oh, thank you.
So the Chiefs will be home. They'll be welcoming Denver in. The Chiefs versus the Vikings game was a pretty good quarterback battle, believe it or not. Patrick Mahomes and Kirk Cousins' numbers were almost identical. I'm not going to go into what they were because I didn't want to beleaguer the point, but believe me, I can look them up for you and give them to you. They were almost identical. They were extremely, extremely close. Now, for the Chiefs. Isaiah Pacheco scored 1 touchdown on the ground. Mahomes threw for 2. The last one was to Travis Kelce, who came back from a bit of a scary ankle injury during the game, non-contact injury, but he got it taped up, came back out, played, scored. The defense kept the Vikings off the board the rest of the way, and that was all she wrote for the Vikings. So Mahomes and the Chiefs went in with a win. They will be hosting the Broncos. They have the bias. I'm going to go with the bias and stick with the Chiefs.